Well, hello, sunshine. So I decided to do a little mini reading for you for October 10th because we have the 1010 portal and there's some really exciting energy that is happening right now, but it's going to be bringing a lot of changes. So I did a energy forecast video at the beginning of the month. I don't know if you saw it. I actually was ahead of schedule, so I posted it a little bit early. If you didn't see it, you might want to go back and watch that. This is specifically the reading that I'm doing now is connected to this October 10th portal because it's new beginnings. This is opening up a lot of new starts, fresh starts. This is about new ideas, new inspiration, and there's a lot that's coming up for all of us. And it's going to affect each of us differently in how we're going to choose to go forward. I know that for me, there's been a lot already that has happened leading up to this, and that may be the case for you. There's been a lot of endings. There's been a lot of releasing things that are no longer serving us. And it's really important as we're moving forward into the new year that we are starting to do that. So you're going to see a lot more happening maybe with people around you, close friends, with family, where they're making decisions and choices to do things differently and change things. And the things that we're not wanting to see, or the things that we need to see, it's like those things are going to be revealed, and we're going to be, I don't want to say like forced to change, but we're going to be given a crossroads. Do we want to continue with that negative energy moving forward, or do we want to release it? And it's not going to feel good if we're holding a space for it. And that's going to be scary for some people. But again, you may have already been doing that. It's about setting boundaries. And this eclipse, the energy right now, we have this eclipse, and that's also kind of where things in the shadow, right? Shadow energy that, again, we don't necessarily want to see, but we need to see. We need to do something different, or something has to change. So again, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, and we're going to have to do a lot of self-reflective work right now. But um, what's happening too is that as we're moving into this cycle, so it's like the energy of it is we're moving into a new like 10-year cycle. Okay. We're coming out of a 7 to 10 year cycle, and we're starting a new 7 to 10 year cycle right now. So that's another reason why this is so intense. So you may be feeling, again, trying to understand, what's happening. Again, it might be a situation with you, or you may have already been making the changes that you needed to up to this point, which is a lot of, I know what I've been doing. I recently started to change the way that I've been eating. I felt this very strong push to do that. And I've been doing that pretty consistently within the last, few months. And I've been feeling better, but it hasn't been necessarily an easy thing to do. And that's what they're bringing forward, is there's something in your life that you're needing to change, or to look at, or to deal with. And it's going to be this continual push or nudging that you're going to be getting. And if you're not taking care of it, it's like it's going to be really uncomfortable. And that's why it's like you're having to really go dig deep and be truthful. That's what this energy is all about too, is being truthful with yourself, what is working and what isn't working. So again, like I said, some of you may be noticing people around you that are like leaving jobs that they've had for a long time. And again, this has been going on for a few months now, kind of leading up to right now, because we can't stay in that space. We need to move forward, and we need to create new energy for ourselves. We need to have, we're going into more harmony and more peace, more peaceful energy, although it's not going to feel like it for a little while, because again, there's upheaval with change, right? Change brings upheaval. And in order for us to get what we want, or to live the life that we want to live, we have to release some things that aren't working. And that can be uncomfortable, and that can be scary. So I'm going to do a quick little reading for you. I'm going to pull some cards. I just want to see what the energy is and checking in with your angels and your guides just to see what they want to bring forward. So I already called in all my angels and my guides and your angels and guides before I did this and said my prayer. So we're just going to see what is for everybody's highest and greatest good to know around this 1010 portal. And see, what do we need to know today? What do we need to know for everybody's highest and greatest good? Be clear and specific. All right, what is going to be for everybody's highest and greatest good to know? It's been kind of fun for me lately. For some reason, I've been watching YouTube videos on readings, tarot readings. I never do that. You'd think that I would. I mean, I do readings all the time, but I never do readings or look up readings for myself. I just usually will pull cards for myself. But for some reason, I've been in this space where I've been listening to all these different tarot readers. It's been really fun just to hear the energy of, what I can expect, what's going on, and then for everybody involved, but, in the world. And that's one of the reasons I kind of felt this was really important is there's a lot of, I guess there's a lot of information out there. What you want to do is you want to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If this reading doesn't resonate, that's okay too. But this is going to be a general type of message, and that's kind of what I started out with too. And this will dive a little bit deeper into that. So as the cards that I pulled, oh, that's so interesting. I know, right? I think I might pull more cards as we go. There's a lot of, again, what I said, there's a lot of, as I'm looking at the cards, I'm going to show them to you as well. So there's a lot of change. And there's a lot of like air energy. Air is connected, swords is connected with thinking and thoughts and having to process, right? Having to work through, again, things that are no longer serving us. And some of this is, really difficult or painful to take care of. So let me start with, first of all, we have the Emperor, which is the Emperor is like the kind of it could be connected with a boss or a family man, very proud. There's a lot of like building is what I'm hearing too. There's a building energy that's connected with this. So you may be feeling that you're trying to build something on solid ground, because emperors are very solid, logical, they're dependable, reliable. And you can see that there's children in the background playing too. So again, you may be trying to build something or create something connected with family, connected with, a career, trying to get ahead, trying to do something so that, so it's more stable. Crossing the Emperor and crossing the situation, which would kind of be like a challenge card, is the Six of Swords. And this is about kind of moving forward, moving in a new direction. So you may be trying to figure out, how do I move in a new direction? How do I build this thing that I want to create? How do I help my family? How do I put more either time or energy into something that I love? How do we spend maybe more time together if you're in a relationship? How do we find more balance? So the Six of Swords is about movement. It's about travel, but I don't feel it's necessarily about actually like a vacation type of an energy. To me, this is moving forward, moving forward from a situation that may be stuck or stagnant, that you feel like there's kind of something else out there for you. Then we have, connected with that energy, usually the first three cards are all about the situation. The Nine of Wands is about protection, protecting yourself. And you may feel like you are having to set some very significant boundaries, healthy boundaries about what you will or will not tolerate. And again, this could be connected with the job, which is the Emperor, or a relationship, or just in general about what it is that you feel like you deserve or want in your life. So you're really having to figure that out right now, going really deep about what is it that I want to take with me into the future. And that's what you're having to ask yourself, is the what you've been doing, is that working, or where do you need to make some changes? And this 1010 portal is really about manifesting the most positive, best outcome that you can in your life. And they're showing me, and I'll show you two cards that are coming forward as we're moving. So we have the past, we have past, present, and then future. So the past card is the Five of Pentacles, which is some type of lack. This can be connected to financial. So you may be worrying about financial, but you're moving out of that energy too, because this is the past position. So it's some type of fear. You don't want to carry this fear of not having enough forward, not having enough of either financial or something connected with home and safety. Okay. So you're moving out of that and you're moving into, which is the current position, the Magician. The Magician card is telling you that you have the ability to create. You can manifest what you want. You have that within you. You just have to hold the vibration of it, which means being very clear and specific about what you do want to create, which again, there could be some clarity that's going to come forward, some type of an epiphany, some type of a new beginning, again, is what I keep getting. So some type of help is going to be coming forward for you to show you where you want to go, or what you need to look at, right? What do you need to get clear about at this point? And if you are ignoring some changes that need to be made, they're telling me very strongly that you are going to get a push to make some changes. Something is going to reveal itself to you where you're going to see something that you cannot not see. That's where the epiphany could be connected. It could be in a positive, right? It could be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea for me to do this. Or it could be, oh, I can't deal with that anymore. I can't live like this anymore. I have to make this change. And I refuse to move into my future with this type of energy. So there's a little bit, again, figuring out what resonates with you and where this fits. This card, the Magician in the present position, is just saying you have the ability, you have the power to change the situation. Don't be blaming other people for what's going on. This isn't about them. This is about you. You got to change your energy. You have the ability to do that. And then moving into the future position, both of this is the Temperance card, and this is about balance, like I just said. So you need to have some balance right now while you're making these changes, while you're having these inspired thoughts and figuring out what do you want to take forward, into this next cycle. Even now, thinking about what do you want to create in the new year in, 2025. And what are you ready to release and let go of? And you might not be able to make those decisions just yet, but you are moving into the energy where you're going to, and it might be, again, it might be a little bit scary, but you have the ability to do it. And you need to do it for the things that you really want. You can't stay in that space of, oh, I'm just going to, accept less than, or I'm just going to allow this behavior to continue. It's like, no, you get to change it. So we have a major arcana card, which is the Magician, and we have the Temperance card, which is a major arcana card. So they're both major life changes. They're both very positive changes. And that's what this is telling you. If you make the changes, you're going to really like the results. So it might seem kind of scary at first to make some of these changes, but don't be afraid, because it'll be worth it. That's what they're showing me, is that they're telling me as I'm doing this for you, this reading, even though some of this is really scary, they're itching my nose. So I know that spirit, like trying to say, bring a message to emphasize this part of the reading, um, is you have, okay, you have the choice. Thank you. They just said you have the choice. What are you going to choose? And they're bringing forward, I keep hearing this peace as well. Peace, peace, peace. You're looking to embody peace. And it may feel like other people kind of have a lot of chaos maybe going on around them. So you don't want to get caught up in other people's dramas. You don't want to try to fix their stuff. And this is very interesting too, because this is the shadow side of um, Virgo, which is what we're in right now, is this month in Virgo. And the okay, thank you, because they're bringing forward like unhealthy yeah, like the shadow side, because Libra is a very balanced sign. And Libra is about like love and family. And so if you've been making, these choices and making these shifts, you're going to feel more balance. And if there are still things that need to be adjusted, that might be where you're going to be feeling a little bit of uncomfortable energy and having to really make some decisions about how to go forward. And you're going to be it's going to be very important for you to not be making these decisions out of fear and holding a space for the light. They're showing me the light. So you're going to be eliminating self-sabotage. You're going to be eliminating people pleasing. That's what we're moving out of, that energy. That's what this is really about. Where are you putting your needs on the back burner for other people and for what isn't serving you anymore? And we always want to be aware of how our actions are going to impact others. We always want to do that from a very loving, conscious, considerate space. But if you are if you're around someone who is not taking your needs into consideration, where there's manipulation, that's the shadow side, right? If you are They're bringing forward, it's not just self-sabotage, but where you're trying to make it better for other people, and it's going against yourself. You're going against yourself. That's where you really want to take a look at this and do the work, shift that energy and recognize, okay, is this working? Is this working? Because if you're carrying somebody else, if you're continually enabling, that's the word, enabling somebody else's bad behavior and making excuses for them and allowing that bad behavior, then it's going to have they're showing me like almost like a snowball effect, and it's going to really impact you. And because you're going to have to look at your actions at some point, because you are responsible for that as well. If you're enabling somebody else's bad behavior, if you're ignoring the bad behavior, and if you're not addressing it, you're going to have to do that at some point here within the next couple of months. And it could be in the next couple of weeks, with this portal that we have, because this is going to be like amplifying the energy. So in your power position, we have the Knight of Swords, but again, it is reversed. So you may be feeling like you don't have the power, or you don't feel like you're able to make this decision or make these choices or change, or you may feel like you've been trying to, but nothing's been happening. And Knights are about action. There may be somebody around you who might be saying things that could be hurtful, or saying that things that could be manipulative. That's what the reversed card represents. And so you're going to have to be very aware of how you're going to, the steps that you're going to take, or the way that you're going to choose to handle that. Then we have the Two of Swords. This is in the effects of the people around you. So to me, this is a crossroads. So she has two swords. They're crossing. She's crossing her arms. She's protecting herself. Okay. So in some way, you're trying to protect yourself or keep yourself safe. Notice how she has a blindfold on. She doesn't want to see the truth. She doesn't want to deal with it. She doesn't want to make this choice or this decision. It's like, it's really, but with you not doing that and not um being honest about the situation, because I what I'm hearing too is there's going to be some words that are going to need to be said. There's going to be some truth that is going to have to come out, and it may not be necessarily something that is that is an easy conversation. This is going to be a conversation that may be a little bit more difficult, but it's important for you to do it because they're bringing forward the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is very significant in this reading about you speaking your truth and standing up for yourself. That's what I feel like this 1010 portal, is really allowing for us to have this new beginning. And with this new beginning, that can be scary, but it's like you've got to speak up for yourself. You've got to make the decision and the choice. What is it that's going to work for me? Even if other people around you don't necessarily always agree, or, they could want what's best for you. And you might be like, well, you know, I don't really know right now. Don't make any decisions, but just kind of weigh in your options, just being open. But you do need to be open to the truth because there's something here that you may not necessarily want to deal with, or it may be overwhelming to deal with. And that's where your angels are saying, you have the power, you have the ability. You need to have some balance right now in your life. Try not to let your the self-sabotaging behaviors get in the way. You've got to move that out of the way. Like I had to do with changing what I was eating because I wasn't feeling the greatest. And I knew I needed to make the change and I kept resisting it. And I was like, do I really want to do that? And finally I was like, okay, I just got to do it. And that's what this energy is about. You just have to make these changes, and continuing to not do it is going to you're going to keep feeling like, worse and worse. So then we have in the hopes and fears position, the Knight of Pentacles. This is about, your fears about money, or, worrying about your safety, worrying about your future. This is your hopes about what you can create, about how you can go forward. And this is a very positive card too. If you notice that there is a stag in the background back here, and that represents prosperity and abundance. And it's like, to me, it feels like there's something coming forward for you that you've been waiting for. So when you make this choice or decision, or if you already have, that's going to move the energy in a positive way in your in a direction that you want it to go in. So then the overall cards too, which is interesting. I pulled two of them because they're both swords cards. So we have the Four of Swords, we have the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of this, the Nine of Swords represents a lot of drama, a lot of like not feeling good, being tired and exhausted and needing to rest. The Four of Swords is you're exhausted and you've been overworking and you've been overdoing and overgiving, and you're just emotionally, both of these cards represent a lot of giving too much to other people, over giving, overdoing. So you may just feel like you are just at a breaking point. Swords cards represent, again, communication. They represent thoughts, ideas, but it's like you feel like you've like almost where you have done so much and given so much, it's like you don't even know what else to do anymore. So again, that's where this shift is going to come in. And there's going to be, they're saying, okay, thank you. Your guides are bringing forward like options, because I'm hearing some options again. And again, I was talking about choices, but this to me feels a little bit more like you almost like what the right thing to do is. You know what the direction is that you need to go in. And You may have to have some kind of a difficult conversation about what it is that you need to change in your life with somebody that's close to you. And you're going to have to take a little bit of time to go within, because I'm getting a lot of hermit energy too at this point. Hermit energy, even though I haven't pulled the card, hermit energy is about going within, reflection. Um, and that's where too with the eclipse energy, we're being forced to see things that have been hidden, forced to see things that maybe necessarily we didn't want to see. And okay, and I just pulled another card too. This is the Hanged Man. This is about when we need to see a situation from a new perspective or a different perspective. And we need to look at things differently than how we're seeing them. So with the eclipse, there's something that's going to be revealed. You're seeing something in a new way that maybe you haven't seen before. And this is a very positive thing, even though it may feel uncomfortable, because you might be like, I really don't want to see this because now I'm going to have to make a choice and a decision about what do I want to do going forward. And I was perfectly happy putting my head in the sand, not having to do anything about this. Although, were you really? Because as hard as it is to either walk away or set a boundary with somebody or a situation, it's necessary, it's important, and you need to do this for you. And you have to ask yourself, what is really going to truly make me happy? Where is my ultimate joy going to come from? And it may be not necessarily walking away permanently, but it might just be, I just need to take, a break. I just need to go within and figure out what my next steps are. And that's what you're doing. You're really looking at what are my next steps, because you want to be very clear about what you're taking into this future energy. And you're not going to be able to take in the past energy of the relationships and the situations that are no longer serving you, especially the shadow sides, the fear and um bringing in the they're bringing forward like toxic relationships, drama, situations that are drama filled. This is a card of drama, and you're removing yourself from that. You're saying, you know what, I don't want to be in that energy anymore. I'm not going to allow that energy anymore. And you have the choice and the option to say yes or no to that. And then they said to pull another card too, and this is the Six of Pentacles. And this is about future. This is a very positive card about what you are working on creating, right? This is about being able to financially feel comfortable giving to other people, giving um, to organizations, being able to donate your time, your money, your efforts, and it's like it pays off. Okay. So that's what I just heard. If you make this decision or this choice and you start to either speak your truth, you don't have to, make any drastic changes. You're going to know what it is you need to do. It could be just some type of a subtle little shift that will help to move the energy. This is just showing you that there's going to be a positive outcome connected with that change or that choice. So don't put it off. Really think about, okay, what is it that I need to do as I've been talking and doing this reading for you? What's been popping up? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it just a behavior? We're having to look at where are our addictions. Addictions could be, too much TV, too many, phone games, doing anything that you can to numb, alcohol, not working out. It's like you're feeling the pressure. You are feeling the pressure of not taking care of whatever it is that you need to take care of. And you know it deep down, you know it. And whatever that is that you've been thinking about as I've been talking through this, that's what you need to start to take steps to change. So figure out what your next step, your first step could be in a positive direction towards this. And think about, okay, into your next year, right? What is it that you want to bring into the new year? What energy do you want to bring into the new year? And you need to start changing and making those changes now. And that is what is going to bring you more prosperity and more success and more feelings of being on the right path and just knowing you're going to have a knowing. So it's like you can't enable people around you who are not changing, who are not making the choices and decisions that they need to make. So you're going to have some conversations, some difficult maybe conversations, and lovingly point that out. And you may have to decide, am I okay with this? Can I continue to go forward if this doesn't change? And that's where we're at right now. So we're at a crossroads. The decisions and the choices that you're making in the next few weeks are going to impact you for the next 7 to 10 years. Pretty powerful. Okay. So what needs to go? What needs to be released in order for you to create the life that you actually really want to live? And where do you want to put your energy and your time and your attention? Again, it's not always easy to make those choices and decisions. And it's not always easy to have those difficult conversations, but it's worth it because when you do the right thing for you, there's no right or wrong, but when you're making the choices that you know your intuition, your guidance, your inner guides, that you can feel within you, your inner guidance is telling you, this doesn't feel good. You need to make some choices. You know, you're hearing it and you're not doing it. That's what this is about. You have to shift that. Now's the time to shift that so that you can bring in what you actually do want to bring in, the happiness, right? And the feeling good and the success and the prosperity and being able to have that happy life. All right. All right. So I hope that this has been helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments. I just wanted to send this out as a bonus to you, as some extra love and energy that I am sending to you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm sending you so much love. Thank you. Have a great rest of October. And okay, thank you. Because I just heard real quick. I know sometimes I go to wrap up and they're still talking. And they're okay, thank you. Because they're just saying, don't be afraid of the change. Don't be afraid of the change. This is actually what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for this change. You've been waiting for this situation to come forward. So something very positive is on its way to you, some type of positive um, news. So have a positive expectation for um, for the next couple of weeks too, as you're like going through and as you're making these changes, or as you're having this just awareness that something needs to shift and change, have a positive expectation and outcome for yourself, and hold that vision, that vibration of what it is that you really want, and see yourself in that reality. Picture yourself being there. What does it feel like to be in that space? Who is around you? And how can you put yourself, you know, align with that energy now of what you want to create? Make decisions from that space. And that's the end of your message. I love that. That was great. All right. Have a great day. Love you.